Hola Developers, how are you today? Welcome to my channel. My name is Sid, and today I will talk about the Flexbox, the famous Flexbox that is giving me headaches. I know basic stuff, but I remember that I reviewed this topic and I practiced this topic a year ago, so I'm trying just to refresh all basic stuff, basic concepts. And yesterday I was playing with my website. My website is basically a template that I used a while ago because I wanted to learn things. And I think it's time for me just to do my own things because I need a lot of practice, right? Remember, the purpose of me doing all this thing is to land my dream job and see the progress and just be a very happy developer. So I just couldn't remember yesterday a few things, and I just said go ahead and do a video, a quick reference video, so you can just instead of going into your notes, by the way, very messy notes because I was just learning a lot of things and I was just trying to put as much details as possible. Let's just better have a video so you and I can jump and see what's the flex box. Okay, so let me go ahead and share. Good. I also remember that there are a few tricks that you can use. I know just basic stuff, you probably already know it, but if you don't, I'm so glad to be helping you too. If you drag and drop, in this case I created a folder with 2 files. If you drag and drop, in my case the Flexbox folder, into the text editor, it will magically open your files. I know, I feel silly because this is basic stuff, but again, I just get excited by tiny things. Okay, cool. So we have our text editor, and what I will do is also drag and drop my Flexbox folder into the terminal because I'm playing around with the terminal, and this is another trick. It will go ahead and put the location of your files. So instead of just going to CD and the name of your files, because I just don't remember a lot of things, you can just drag and drop it into your terminal and you will have it there. I will use my live server in the terminal because again I am practicing a lot of things. I will not get into the terminal right now. I can definitely do another video to practice more things about it, but if you see, it just opens and creates this page that is going to show us what we're doing in our text editor. So let me go ahead and close this and move this. Okay, so I just added real quick, we have a normal HTML template, but I already added the link to my style.css, and inside body I added a parent container and a children container. So let me just get back a few minutes and on the conversation and explain the Flexbox. So the Flexbox is a big container that holds, or that has inside, small containers, just basically like Inception, right? A dream inside a dream inside a dream inside a dream, and so on. So that's basically a Flexbox, but it helps you with your website's responsiveness. It helps you. Oh my god, what's going on with me today? It helps you to arrange your website automatically depending on your screen size. So I love adding comments because since I don't have enough time on my day to practice a lot of programming and just create a lot of things, I really think comments are helpful so you can at least remember what you're doing, right? And here I just added a comment that says parent container and children container. I gave it a class of container to my parent container so we can see over here in the styles what are the styles we are giving it. I added a height of 100 view height, box sizing, margin, and padding. Not sure what's going on with me today. I will probably get into these properties in another video just to be more familiar with them, in case you really think it's a good idea for you to learn with me. So for our parent container, we already have our class, and our class is gonna give us the chance to apply styles. We are also going to give it another class. Oh wow. Class to our children containers. I will just basic one. I'm not that good at names, to be honest, but we're gonna give it a class of box 1 and box 2, and we're here just going to add number 1 and number 2, and you will see that number 1 and number 2 are here. So let's go ahead and jump into our styles to give them styles. So for our container, we will give it I use this as a beginner and as a new joiner of this amazing community and world. This is probably not the best practice, but as a beginner, again, it has helped me a lot. So senior developers, please do not judge me, because I just think when you don't know anything about this world, you try to understand it as much as possible and do your own thing to understand it. Okay, so I will add a border of 10 pixels, and it will be solid. And what you're seeing right now is that we have a border, a very ugly border, to be honest, that is telling us where our parent container is. And let me just add it a different color. I don't like pink, but just for the purpose of making things look prettier, we're just gonna add a pink one. Okay, it still looks ugly, but I think it works. And so we have our children containers, and let me go ahead and uncomment that. Right now we're just going to use box 1 and box 2 because we already have them in our index.html. And oh my god, what happened in there? Oh, I know what happened. Let me go ahead. I just cannot do it without. There you go. Okay, cool. I am just cleaning a little bit my mess. Oh, see? Coding portfolio. I should be doing that right now. But I'm kind of doing that, right? Okay, so for box 1, I'm going to give it a width of 100 pixels. And you will see, you won't see anything right now because we have not added a color. So let's just go ahead and add a color, and let me just jump real quick and add this color just because I won't do this in all the examples, but you'll see why. There you go, we have an ugly container. So let's go ahead and add height of 100 pixels. Oh no, that's too small. No, I cannot see it. Yeah, looks better. Still ugly, but looks better. I'm also going to change my font size to 80 pixels because I want to see a big one. And what else? I think that's it. For my box 2, I'm just going to copy paste the same values, but in color. If I just click, I apparently have a feature that I installed a year ago that you can choose your colors in styles without going into other websites. So I'm just going to add that one. There you go. So in order for the big container of the Flexbox to work, we actually need to display the layout, right? So we need to add display flex, and what it will do is would automatically put instead of a column, instead of having the div in one line and the second div in another line, it will automatically put them in a row, and that's our first default. So the first property for the Flexbox or the display flex is flex direction, and the default is row. So if we add here flex direction direction. Okay, if we add hit flex direction and add row, it won't do anything because again that's the default. However, if we change this to oh my god, what was that? Column. It will change our small containers to columns. So basically the Flexbox has a main axis, which is an horizontal line, and a cross axis, which is a vertical line, and it depends if you are using a flex direction of row, all the changes will be applied on the main axis. And if you are using the column, all the changes will be applied following the cross axis. And I will try to put an illustration so you can better see what I'm talking about. Okay, it also has row reverse. Oh my god, what happened? Of course, right? Row reverse, which instead of going from left to right, it will go from right to left. And same about column. Right? Okay, cool. Perfecto. Let me see. Okay, cool. I'm just seeing my cheat sheet notes. Okay, perfecto. Now, if we that's our first property. Now, if we actually use the second property, which is flex wrap, and for that example, I just need to add more containers. Oh god, flex wrap, and the default property is no wrap. And let me go ahead real quick, open these two, uncomment these two. Let me go ahead and just copy paste our values to create more containers. Of course it will not work because I believe I don't have them on HTML, but let's just go ahead and do that. HTML, yeah, I didn't have them. So if I just copy that, paste that, and put 3, and then here I put A4, and I just obviously change the numbers. I know there's a better way to do it, but I'll just do it right now. Oh god, those are very colorful. Okay, so the second property, it is flex wrap. Oh, flex wrap. So the no wrap, it will basically not do anything. And if you see, if I go ahead and resize my screen, it won't do anything. However, when I put wrap, which is the second value, it will automatically go ahead and tell the number 4 to jump to the other line. So it's very easy to do that. Okay, cool. Then obviously we have a wrap reverse, which is another value, and what it will do is it will go to the bottom and basically do that. Instead of going from top to bottom, it will go from bottom to top. And as you can see here, the number 4, we go to the top. Okay, cool. Now there's a property that is called flex flow, and this basically uses the flex direction and the flex wrap together. So here we can just add a column and then wrap, and you can mix the two properties that I just explained it a few minutes ago. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and it will actually wrap them. If we go ahead and resize this, you will see that the number 4 will jump to the other line. Okay, cool. So far so good, right? Yeah, it actually gets better and funnier. So I will just leave the for containers with a default of row for this other property. And the other property that we have is justify contents, and we have a few values. In this case, in my text editor, we can see all the values that we can give it to it. We will start with let's just go with FlexEnd, right? So what FlexEnd is going to do is going to push the small containers until the end of the line. If we go and at the start, it will basically push them to the start of the line, and that's the default. If we put them in center, it will put actually all the containers at the center. Then we have a space between, which the first container will go to the start line, and the fourth container will go to the end line, and it will just give a space between the containers. We also have a space around, and what it will do here is will give spaces around the containers. However, if you see, these are not evenly shared through the containers, and that's why we have a space evenly. And you will see that it looks like a better proportion or better size for every single container in between and around the container. Okay. Perfecto. Now we are going to see align items, which is another property that you can give to your Flexbox. So let's go ahead and add that. Align items. And in align items, we also have similar values: FlexEnd, FlexStart, center, and what we will do here is we'll just give it a FlexEnd so we can see the difference, and it will move the containers until the end or the bottom of your parent container. If we give them a start, it will put them at the beginning. And add a center, it will pull it it will pull them at the center of the container. Sorry, not sure what's going on with me today. I think I'm still nervous about doing this conversation with you guys. Okay, so we have center, and we also have stretch. Okay, so yesterday this was one of the things that I just couldn't make it work, and I was just trying it. Basically, this property, or this value, sorry, it will stretch your container from top to bottom, and I just couldn't do it. And the thing is that through the containers, so in each of the containers we're giving them a height, so that's why it doesn't recognize us, or it doesn't work. And if we remove this, at least in box 1, you will see that it will stretch, right? This is magic. And yesterday I was just driving myself crazy because it couldn't work, but it was so easy, basic stuff. I know, shame on me. And again, if we remove the box 2, it will also stretch that small container. So let me get back to that. Okay. Then we have the baseline. So for this baseline, I just have to add inside here, let's just add a p tag that says Hola Developers. There you go. Hola Developers. Oh god, that is huge. So let's just put in here 10px. Yeah, that's better. But let me go ahead and remove one so you can see what I'm talking about. So the next value we can give it is baseline, and if you take a look at baseline, what it will do is it will align the text on the container. So the Hola Developers text will be aligned to the number 2, the number 3, and the number 4, and that's why it is moving the small container to align it to that invisible line. Content, what it will do, align content, here it is. It will also give you the values, again, similar or the same as the rest of the properties, flex end, flex start, space around. If we give it a space around, let's just go ahead and click enter, and we resize this, you see, instead of going to the next line, it will basically jump until the end. If we go ahead and put center, it will actually put all the containers at the center, but would put them together. If we go ahead and put this a flex start, it will go ahead and put them at the beginning, but the small containers won't go to the bottom or to the next line. It will basically be together with the rest of the container. There's another property that is called flex grow. So what it will do, it will grow if necessary. Let's go ahead and put it in here, flex grow. So take a look at the container number 1. If there's a space available, it will grow and take the empty place. So if we delete this empty space, the one that you see on white, it will actually, the first container or the orange container with number 1 will take that space and will grow taking that space. Oh god, what did I do? Okay, that looks ugly. There you go. Okay, then we also have flex shrink, will do the opposite. Together with this, we have the flex basis. The flex basis defines the default size of an element before the remaining space is distributed. I have not used them, but we can actually use the flex grow, the flex shrink, and the flex spaces together if we just add flex in here, and the default is 10 auto 10 auto, and what it will do is what I just explained. It will take the grow, because in here we're telling it take the first element, which is grow, and use that space, and flex bases just put it on auto. Again, I have not used these properties, and I have read that it is better to use flex instead of use them individually, so I will have to jump into these properties probably in another example to see how they work. We have our final property for the small containers, which is flex align self. I'm sorry. So align self, what it will do is, if in this case, if we want to separate a container individually, we just go ahead and put a flex end. Oh god, that looks horrible. And as you saw, the container will move from the rest of the other containers. If we add a center, what am I doing wrong today? It will obviously put only that container in the center. So these properties and these the Flexbox is very helpful. It's very used, or you can see it in the nav bar, in the navigation bar, and you can actually create great things with the Flexbox and the grid, which I think I will just do another video about the grid and try to understand how both can work together, and probably just try to have a better example, right? Real life example. I think guys, that's all for today. I am actually taking notes from csstricks.com. csstricks.com has a lot of great resources, not only for the Flexbox, for all CSS, and I think it's a really cool documentation and really cool website where you can just jump and read through and play with all the properties and all the things that you can do with CSS. So again, that's it for today. If you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on social media. I will try to add as much resources as possible. I will try to share my experience, share some tips and tricks, and show you my progress in this journey, because this has just started. And again, I want to see me in a few months doing all these things and all these projects, so we can just see if it's working or not, this challenge and this goal. So that's it, guys. Subscribe. Thank you so much for watching me, and I guess I'll see you in another video. Thank you. Take care. Bye. Adios.